Did you notice the lifeless expressions on Boruto's face in the very first Timeskip chapter? Many people assume he has either lost Sasuke or has been through a lot of hate in the past. But what if the real reason is the foresight power that showed him what's about to come? When it comes to understanding the character of Boruto, the best example can be drawn from Eren Yeager, the protagonist of Attack on Titan. The trauma and desire for freedom made Eren take some extreme steps and start the rumbling, which made people see him as an evil individual. There were theories about Boruto taking a similar anti-heroic turn at some point in the story due to the pressure of being an Otsutsuki. The Omnipotence incident enhanced this possibility even more, as Boruto could now turn a new leaf for the unfortunate circumstances. But the optimism that he reflected in chapter 80 debunked all those speculations. However, it was clear that he will lose this charisma sooner or later, and as expected, he can be seen with flat looks in the very first Timeskip chapter. So what exactly happened which drove him to this point? Well, in case of Eren Yeager, he got to see a glimpse of future after kissing Historia's hand. Even though he hoped in the beginning that he would be able to avoid the predestined future, he eventually surrendered to his destiny when he realized the events were unfolding precisely as he had remembered. This gives us a major hint to understand how Boruto lost his charm in the Timeskip. It's not because of a major death or a heartbreaking incident, rather it's the outcome of a glimpse of future, similar to the one from chapter 75. I believe the foresight power has made Boruto witness the events of the prologue scene years before the actual destruction. This would explain his mundane expressions as well as enhancing the credibility of Momoshiki's prophecy. The Otsutsuki had prophesied Boruto losing the will to live and wishing to die by the set of circumstances. But the way he acted after the Omnipotence twist disappointed the monster for assuming him to be a weak-minded prodigy. However, we can't assume Momoshiki's predictions have failed just because of a single incident. Chances are Boruto will ultimately wish to die, and the monster will indeed take him over at some point in the story. The way he decided to face off Kawaki, even though he knows everything might be blamed on him again, shows his relentless will to exterminate Kawaki's plan. The story could take a really emotional turn if Naruto and Hinata are also affected by Omnipotence. Boruto helplessly seeing his parents love someone else would shatter his heart and hopes into pieces. This might be the time when he would surrender his consciousness to Momoshiki, fulfilling the scary prophecy. The interesting part is that the glimpse of future ability could have made Boruto aware of this thing already. His fate is only bound to go darker and darker with the passage of time, and there is nothing much he can do about it. Mostly characters with a development similar to Boruto end up dying by the end of the show. I could see him becoming a fallen protagonist or anti-hero due to the unreal situation that he has been facing. A point to be noted is that when Boruto will get another glimpse of future, just like last time, he might try to change his destiny only to check its changeability. But just like Eren Yeager, he will realize it's not possible to rewrite someone's fate unless you have the divine power of Omnipotence. The prologue scene taking place a year after the current events hints at Boruto awaiting the Kawaki fight at this moment. He knows it will happen for sure, thanks to the foresight power, and the reason he said to Kawaki that he didn't expect him to go this far might be teasing a whole new aspect of his destiny. I think Boruto expressing his surprise on Kawaki's decision reflects his hopes of changing the future that he foresaw. He knows Momoshiki's prediction about him losing hope didn't come true, so it's obvious for him to expect Kawaki to not cross the line by overthrowing the system beloved by Naruto. But once things start to go down that direction, he must have tried his best to change Kawaki's mind, cause he even questions him why he didn't find some other way to sort things out. The relentless efforts to rewrite destiny must have made him realize that there can't be a peaceful resolution between him and Kawaki. In my opinion, he should eventually end up killing him for taking away his friend's family and identity. This would make him the coldest main character of the new gen, and unlike his father who would forgive his foes for crossing the line, Boruto must not spare anyone who tries to mess with him only because he has seen too much in his life. Kishimoto has keenly written the destiny-driven plots of Boruto to make it totally different from his previous masterpiece, from the breathtaking twists of Omnipotence to the unreal prophecies that are about to unveil in the show. The story of Boruto emphasizes the concept of fate profoundly in numerous aspects. One of such moments that everyone missed takes place during the Kawaki arc when Ishiki reads the fate of Kashin Koji. He calls him a star of change and even says that it was written in his genes to die here. Here the Otsutsuki was referring to his human counterpart Jiraiya, Jiraiya, who had also died by the rods of pain at a similar place. But Koji escaping death led to a major loophole in the concept of predestined genes as prescribed by Ishiki. The statements of Otsutsuki's hold a lot of weight, and it has been proven several times in the story. So could this mean that Koji escaped his own death and even changed his fate? Well, not really. The real reason Koji did not die here is because there is another purpose pre-written for him that he hasn't fulfilled yet. I'm talking about finding and training a child of prophecy who would become the savior of the world. Koji could be the Jiraiya of Boruto, mentoring him during the timeskip period secretly. And the reason he escaped death is ironically much darker than what you think. It seems like he's about to die by the hands of Kawaki at the Kara hideout in the future. It could be around the time when Kawaki would decide to change his outfit to a Kara-inspired apparel. He would obviously go back to this hideout where he would face off Koji alongside fulfilling the prophecy of Ishiki. But why would Kawaki take this step at first place? He doesn't seem to be bothered by the shinobi world in the latest chapter, so what possibly could have transformed his viewpoint and goals in the future? Well, the answer to this question can lie in the prophecy of another Otsutsuki. I'm talking about Toneri, but not the infamous Jogan prophecy. He actually said something about Boruto's fate, which could explain a lot about the Battle of the Hokage Mountain. The Otsutsuki says, with destiny as your rival, how will you face the bitter end? The destiny being regarded as Boruto's rival is a straight reference to Omnipotence twist, where he had to face his own fate in the form of Kawaki. The second part of this statement is way more interesting as it talks about some bitter end that Boruto will soon face. So what if this bitter end is a reference to the destruction of Konoha by Kawaki, and the reason it all happened is way more mind-blowing? I think Kawaki being forced to take this step has something to do with the reversal of omnipotence, and here is why. First and foremost, Jigen wanted to fill his heart with a purpose in the form of the karma. It gave him an illusion of self-worth by making him more powerful than anyone else. When he lost the karma, it again made him feel inferior, and when he got it back by artificial means, he ironically started to adore this thing that he wanted to get rid of. The power made his heart feel full, explaining how much he craved purpose in his life. The plight of protecting Naruto with the powers of Otsutsuki broadened his vision on a drastic level. However, when he became the most fortunate kid of Konoha by reality shifting, his fate still took him to a point where he made the most dreadful choice. The prologue fight takes place 4 years from the events of Boruto chapter 1, and 2 blue vortex is set 3 years ahead of Omnipotence incident. This means that Kawaki's shinobi hatred saga will start to happen a year from now in the story. It could be that he will make Boruto reach the bitter end only because the Omnipotence somehow gets reversed in the story. It would make everyone see Kawaki as a scumbag, and this humongous hate will make him seek vengeance from this regime. He would become a rebellious prodigy just like Ishiki, who could do anything to make his dream become reality. In Kawaki's case, it's the end of the ages-long shinobi system. However, the concept of predestined genes would somehow lead him to defeat in the end, similar to how Ishiki went down back in chapter 66. So will Boruto be able to exchange his bitter end with a brighter future? Well, if we look at the destiny of Momoshiki and what happened to him at the end, there is a good amount of chance for Boruto to witness a similar fate due to the fusion of their genetics. This means Boruto might not be able to see his desires coming true, but he will at least live an elongated life similar to Momoshiki. I will soon bring a video covering everything that Boruto will inherit from Momoshiki, so don't forget to subscribe. Furthermore, Boruto has activated the Jogan in the latest chapter of 2 Blue Vortex, and it was foreshadowed 6 years ago in the anime. Also, Kishimoto has dropped some huge hints for Boruto's Shinjutsu power that he inherits from Momoshiki. Check out this video to find out more about it.